So this video is about the word universe, but first a little bit more background on me. As I said in my first video, I am a corporate flight attendant, and I have been for 2 decades a corporate flight attendant, flying the rich and famous, the elite, the 1%, the strange people who are possibly not entirely human who run our world, many of those as well, and Hollywood. And so I have a unique perspective on our world. This has a lot to do with my awakening, I'm sure. And also, I am a 7th generation New Orleanian, and my family settled in New Orleans from France years ago, and so I have deep roots in the city. And these photos that I'm sharing are of the recent blizzard from January 21st, which ironically began the night of the Trump's inauguration. Essentially, hell froze over in the South. I should say not ironically, as nothing is coincidence and everything is planned in this theatrical world in which we live. And also a little bit of background, my university degree, my education is in etymology, linguistics, rhetoric, and language. And I think because I studied that for years and I'm an avid book reader, I think that has contributed to my being fascinated with words, language, and vocabulary. And I often get what I call downloads from a higher source, which is often anagrams or inverted words. And gematria is very popular now, especially in the truth community. We have realized that symbols, hand symbols, and numbers are used by the controllers, and they're used to code our world essentially, but so are letters, and so is our language. Language, as we know, we spell, we cast spells, words is sword backwards. When we speak, we are casting spells. News is broadcast. The weather is forecast. And this, I think, is a collective consciousness creating the weather with the beforehand we cast it. So it needs us to create. And the topic of this video is universe, so I will keep it short since I'm still learning the system, and I'll have a lot more to say later. But Uinverse, when you swap the N and the I, is Uinverse rather than universe, because I feel like we live in an inverted world, a world of suffering and trauma and difficulty, and this is not the world that we signed up for, maybe we did sign up for it, our higher source did, but we don't quite fit in here. We don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Up is down. It's clown world. And from relationships, daily conflicts, the pain, the suffering, what we see in the news, the earthquakes, fires, it's endless, and it's hard for everyone. And I think that we are in an inverted world, and once we realize that that's exactly how it's constructed, will we still create? We can create our own voice and our own universe, but I'm talking more about the background, the theater that we are subjected to, which is ridiculousness on a daily basis. But we live in an inverted world, and that is the subject of this video, Uinverse. And it makes a lot of sense to me, and hopefully it resonates with some of you. And I have a lot more on vocabulary and the origin of words and their true meaning, and I have a lot more to say in future videos. So bear with me while I'm still learning this system, but I wanted you to see the blizzard of New Orleans, because that is another inversion. It's all an inversion. And once we realize this, and that it's outside of ourselves and has nothing to do with us, I think it kind of helps to see their language and the way they communicate with each other. And it just makes a lot of sense. And also, you in serve, because we serve, we are the batteries, we serve. If you mix up universe, it also says we serve, you inverse, and you serve.